Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim, 9:40 p.m. At 8 o'clock. I said, Tim, it's only 8 o'clock. Normally it's like, wow, it's already 11. Go to bed. You know, that's why I look like I'm half dead in the morning sometimes. I haven't gotten much sleep. I'm grinding my teeth. I'm dreaming. I'm thinking about, my mind's always busy. I probably only sleep 5 hours a day. And it's still only 9:40. So I said, Tim, you got one more in you. Let's have an evening chat. So here we go. What are we going to chat about? Well, I'll be honest with you. And this is going to sound weird to you, but I just made a video that was quite long. And I'm not going to post it. Yeah, I started going into a rant. I'm not angry or anything. I'm just started thinking about things, and one thing led to another when I was talking about one thing. And I think the biggest thing that I'm having an issue with when I was trying to talk earlier was I'm confused. I'm confused and I'm disappointed as to why and how anyone should, could, would. And that's the end of it. I digress. But today I took some stuff back to Walmart and to BJ's, and I don't feel good about it. Not because I had to. I don't have any problem. I return stuff all the time, and you guys know that. That's not what I mean. I mean, I wanted to enjoy those steaks today. I saved up because I had to go to the dentist the other day. I defrosted them. I let them get to room temperature. I made the video on it. Half the video looked like it was going good, even when I, was cooking them. Got a good scald on them. And then, what a huge disappointment they were. Tough, like a shoe. So, I took them back. And the broom, my old broom is sitting over there. I guess it might still hang out a little longer for just sweeping, but I put the pressure on it when I used it to push a wet towel on the floor here. If I got a Swifter, I wouldn't even use the pad on the bottom of a Swifter. I would use the Swifter as a very good thing to push the towel. The broom, because of the broom whisk bristles, it was putting too much pressure on the head. But if I get one of those sponge mop or Swifter, the cheapest thing I can find that can push a towel around, in my opinion, there's nothing better to wipe a floor than a towel. Then you got to rinse it out real good in some good water with Pine Sol, and get the crap out of there. You got to sweep really well before you do this, so you don't push around a bunch of dirt and hair. Yuck. You're still going to get some because that's why you're mopping. So I guess the broom, until it breaks in half, I'll keep that one because I didn't have luck with that one I bought. And I'm looking at my laundry soap over there and my Downy. That Downy, that's a big old bottle. It's going to last forever. I need to go do some laundry. I want to do these rugs. I shook them really good the other day, best I could. But they're flat. They need to be fluffed and they need to be washed. And they need to smell better. Not that I can smell them right now because I'm used to what it smells like in here. And I cooked that salmon the other day. What a mistake. I got to put that on the griddle out there, or in aluminum foil on the Q1200. Frying in an RV, even in a house. I was talking to somebody tonight. You get that, especially fish, right? Can't do it. Can't do it. It's terrible. So I burned a candle. I got some, you can put vinegar in a bowl and leave it out on your counter. It will absorb bad odors. It really works. Also, I learned this when I had that chair in the Wolf Pup, that recliner. I bought one on Facebook Marketplace, and because the one I had was nasty, I got rid of it. They came with it, and they had a pet, and I sat on them like, Oh my God, I can smell it. So I got on the YouTube, and you can use baking powder, baking soda, whatever it is, and you sprinkle it very liberally all over your fabric couch or recliner, and you let it sit overnight, and then you vacuum it. Vacuum it with one of those little handhelds or your vacuum. I don't know about one you push on the floor, some kind of hose, and it comes all out, it sucks it all up, and believe it or not, it worked like amazing. No more smell. I wasn't even going to put up with it. I had to throw it away. It smelled so bad. I just didn't notice it when I bought it. So, I did that. I'm really feeling good with the gym. Haven't missed a day. Almost went twice today. I didn't, but I wanted to go back again. 2 or 3 times today I was going to go back a second time. I was near it, and I thought about it, and I didn't, but that's all right. And I'm eating pretty well, actually. Not much. Although, and I weighed 203 at the gym. I was 210 a week ago when all this started. So I'm down 7 pounds. And I still got my belly here that's nowhere close to arriving yet, but I've lost 7 pounds somewhere. I think it starts from the top of your head and goes down. I might maybe look a little thinner in my face or neck, because even I thought my face was fat. Everything was fat. And I drew a line in the sand. And I've never been more determined. And I'm also realizing that of all that we've talked about diets and foods and medicines and everything else, that there's a simple answer. And that is, you know what to do. You know when you got a fork, or you take a package and you unwrap it, like a Milky Way or something, you know what you're doing. And if you don't know, RFK is releasing some new information very soon on preservatives and healthy foods that hopefully the generation coming up will morph into a healthier nation. We have a very, very, very sick nation of people with every imaginable disease. Everybody is obese. I mean, it's an epidemic. I know people that, and listen to this, and I know that this is going to make all the ones that say, don't take your Stalins, don't take blood pressure, don't take vitamins, don't take anything. Just eat a steak. No. I'm making a joke. I know people, though, that every morning they got, you've seen those little pill boxes that you put your pills in, and every day, and that way if you forget, you're like, well, is the box empty? It's a pill reminder, right? I know people that take a handful, almost a handful and a half, of different color, different sizes, different pharmaceutical pills. And you can't tell me, when you drop all that down your throat, that all of that, when it melts and goes into your bloodstream, that doesn't mix all up and cause some brain problem, nervousness problem. 100% it does. 100%. There's no way. And then, they tell you, my nose is itching, I'm going to sneeze now. The doctors will tell you, what medication you taking now? And you'll say, all right, well, that's all right. Take these anyway. Go ahead. They don't give a rip if anything happens to you, and they're not liable. Now, I'm sure any responsible physician is not going to have you take one thing that totally is going to send you to the hospital as soon as you take it if it mixes with something else. But these things that aren't mixing together and shouldn't mix together, they shouldn't even be in your body, any of it, that are causing you more problems, making you sicker, making you a longer-term customer for them. Remember that saying? Every healed patient is a lost customer. It's a joke, but there's a lot of truth to that. If every single doctor was so smart, using AI or their own schooling, and you walked in there like, oh, take this, you're done, and they never saw you again, they'd be watching that door like, when's the next one coming? I need more people. Versus get themselves 100 or 2 people that they tell, you need to come back next week, next month. And they can eventually get you out to 2 months and 6 months. They got so many on the log they've built up to come back and root. It's like renewals on insurance. These guys get paid again. Every time you make your premium, your life insurance, whatever, car insurance, they get paid on renewals. Now, I'm being facetious because there are things that people take that are absolutely working, I suppose. I mean, take your diabetes, you take your insulin, you take people that have, I don't know, seizures, epileptic, or whatever. I'm sure that in 2025 that we have at least got some pharmaceuticals that do good. And you're like, well, some, of course we do. I know we do. But I don't know about, taking 4 and 5 and 6 of them every morning and mixing them all together. And they don't know what it is. These doctors, they don't know. You go to one doctor for that and another doctor for that. Maybe you don't mention it, or he doesn't know if it even will be a problem. You don't know what color, size, and milligram you're taking. Just like my doctor, the cardio guy, he said, hey, if your blood pressure, if that number is above 120 or 125 in 2 weeks, let me know. Call the office. I'm going to up you. Well, what if upping my blood pressure screws with something else I'm taking, of which is nothing? But what if it did? And he don't know. Maybe I went to a doctor after I saw him and I got something else I went to for, and he's got me on something. He doesn't know about that. And I call him and go, yeah, my number's a 135. All right, take 100 milligrams now. And that, you see what I'm saying? They all can't, unless it's one guy and he's really, really smart and he's the one who prescribed all these to you and he fixes everything in the human anatomy. It just seems like we need doctors. We need hospitals. We need emergency rooms. We need ambulances. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that a lot of it may be unnecessary. I got a lot of people out there screaming right now, you damn right it ain't necessary. And a lot of you out there are saying, what does he know? Is he a doctor? I know that I see people that have told me personally that they were taking these meds and they were taking another one with it and stuff, and they heard somebody saying something like what we're talking about. We're like, well, maybe I'll just quit this. And they felt better. They weren't feeling this thoughts of suicide or, nervousness or whatever it was, sleepiness, drowsiness, weak, something. All right, enough Dr. Tim and health talk. Why is it hot in here now? I'm hot. Jeez, you can't get it right. It's it's 100 degrees, right? It's 100 dang degrees. They got a meme on the internet that shows the sun in a picture. The big red flaming sun. And then over here is a small marble, the earth. The sun's much bigger. And then in the middle on the photo is the shape and a figure of Florida. We're in between the earth and the sun. That's a joke. That's what it's like. It's getting brutal out there. But it is what it is. Here we go, another year. I forget how many years I've been here now, but it doesn't matter if it's Boynton Beach, Sarasota. It's hot. South Florida, baby. Just go sit down there in the water, which is not very refreshing. Come July, you got to get out there in the deeper water where the sun doesn't get down to the bottom water. You get a thermocline. This warm up here, layers. You can literally dive and snorkel, and then dive deep enough to cold water. But the first 3, 4, 5 feet are hot. All right, what else? Moving on. Talked about weather. Well, you really know you're grasping for straws when you start talking about the weather, right? Why does the weather always come up like, well, sure is hot? People start talking about the weather to make, to fill in the gap, or the conversation is kind of ending. That's weird, isn't it? So it is hot. Oh man, what else happened today? I rode that e-bike. I had an email earlier from a guy, nice guy. He lives up in Georgia. Wants to buy the e-bike on the website, and was asking some questions, trying to get an honest answer from versus what the website says. He was concerned about the size of the bike, because he's 5'11", I'm 5'10", and is it too small? And the honest answer was, the seat does not lift up. If you have a regular bicycle, if I had a regular bicycle that was that low of a frame, this is a different style. This is a moped style. It's not meant for children. Unless there's a really sharp kid that can handle it. But if I had a bike frame that was that small, that low, and it had an adjustable seat, I would definitely raise the seat up, because the seat is not on this e-bike and it's low. But it's okay. I mean, because it goes fast. I'm 200 pounds. It pushes me around, and I can pedal it, and it's open. There's nothing for my knees to hit, and it's not like I need to use a lot of power in the pedaling, because it's an electric bike. The pedaling is just to activate the motor. You're not really pedaling the bike. So it doesn't matter that you can't lock your knee out. In fact, 99% of the time my feet just rest on the pedals. I don't even use them. I just use the throttle. So he was talking about he wants to get one. And I just said, hey, as long as you're not like over 6 feet, maybe, you might look a little goofy on it. You're 6'2" or something, because it is a low bike. I love it though. I really do. I mean, I was impressed as heck today. I rode that little e-scooter everywhere for a couple of times, and then I didn't ride any of them for a day. And then I got on the bike again this morning, made a video, and I just couldn't believe it. Soft, smooth, fast, all these different ranges, and then you just barely kick the pedals and it makes the motor go if you don't want to, hold the throttle with your thumb. It works all kinds of different ways. You definitely want to slow it down when you're on the sidewalk. You don't want to go as fast as it'll go. Where on this scooter, there's low, medium, and high. You don't use low. It's ridiculous. A medium is fine for the sidewalk, totally fine. And then high, it'll go up to 21 miles per hour, and you really don't want to go any faster on a 10-inch wheel, however big 10 inches is. But I'm really blessed to have them, and I really appreciate the companies thinking that my YouTube channel is popular enough that people watching and my demographic may be interested in getting one. And they've sent me, multiple units now over the last year and a half. And they've all been fun. I even got a trike one time, a 3-wheel. That was over in Boynton. And we have a big Amish community that are buying electric trikes now. They used to pedal them. That was their thing. You always seen the Amish over there on Bay Vista pedaling those three-wheel bikes with no power. But now they're going for electric. I think it's a thing with them. They're not supposed to drive cars or use motorized equipment, but I guess they're breaking their own rules, and maybe because it's not gasoline, it's okay. But once you try electric for a bicycle, unless you got a road bike and you're into, exercise and riding, maybe even mountain biking, of course, there is a time and a place for everything. I shouldn't have said that, because a pedal bike without electricity or battery is still the norm, is still the majority. But every day, every week, every month, more and more of these electric e-bikes and scooters are popping up for transportation, for people to commute, to go to the store, to go to work, to sightsee and get around. People that have a problem with mobility, with walking, that can sit on something like a trike or a moped or an e-bike regular or a scooter. If they're not, you got some kind of handicap, you got to stand up on that. All those reasons. Food delivery, all kinds of stuff. Use them as a tool. All right, so what else? What's going on in the news? Oh, man. Elon Musk is quitting. Elon Musk is quitting. There's a guy, I try to remember his name. I talked about him briefly today in another video. And he, I gotta put this thing down, I'm tired of holding it. He has a YouTube channel with 2.4 or 5 million subscribers. And I saw a thumbnail of this one guy that didn't vote for the big sweet deal, whatever they call it, the new package that Trump wanted to pass, the new economic one big sweet deal, whatever they call it. And they won by like one vote. Had a couple of turncoats that sold them out even though they were Republican. And so this guy had a video of someone interviewing that person. He's talking. He's got the video over here on his YouTube channel. And then he talks about it, right? He plays it and then he talks about it. I thought this guy was, a conservative, pro-Trump, pro-America. 2.5 million subscribers. And gosh, what is his name? I can't tell you without looking at my phone. He's an absolute freaking hater of Trump and the Republican Party and America, apparently. This guy asked Elon Musk, was it worth it? The reporter was saying, $250 million, was it worth it? All the Doge and to have everybody hating on you now, and your cars and scratching them and burning them and torching them and all that business. And Elon said something about the media lies, and a lot of people believe what they say, and he's getting out of the thing because he's done enough. He's spent enough, he said. And $250 million to a guy worth $335 billion is like me spending 15 cents. Really, it almost is. It's ridiculous. But the reporter was like, you spent all that money? And so the YouTube guy comes back after he stops the clip and he says, see, Elon, all he had to do, he didn't answer, was it worth it? He started talking about that evil media. This guy, I right away, a bell, lights went off. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy is defending the media, saying that Elon was dodging the question and blaming it on the media. Do you know the media is the evil of this country? It is the enemy of the United States. It is the enemy. They're hater channels. All hater channels are enemy. They serve no purpose. They divide. They create problems where none exist. They use non sequiturs. They embellish. They exaggerate. They lie. And almost everything they do. So I'm like, oh, dang! I thought I found a cool YouTube channel to watch, because his thumbnails showed Pam Bondi and Elon Musk and Trump. And I said, wow, 2.5 million subscribers. This guy, I got to check what he's got to say. Everybody can't be wrong. It's 2.5 million haters. If there is that many in our country, that's sad to think that. I was reading through some of the comments, and either he scrubs the conservative comments, or that's all there is haters. They're all like, yeah, Elon sucks. Elon, Elon, Trump, America. Wow. Couldn't believe it. No, he's making big bucks, 2.5 million subscribers. He had like thousands and thousands and thousands of views in the first 15 minutes, Some people really, they make money on division, hate. And this guy, he's not really doing anything or saying anything. A lot of these channels do that, where they'll have, split screen, and they're showing one thing, and they just do a little talk over. They'll pause it, and then they do a little talk, and it's like their channel's so great, but without that content, they got nothing. They're zeros. So, anyway. Something, well, I'm not going to talk about that. That was in my rant video. I was going to mention something and try to say it differently where it wasn't a rant, but I won't. Come on now, Tim. Now you got to tell us. It ain't no big deal. Nothing important. Nothing important at all. So I'm sitting here. Now it's 10, and I haven't even uploaded. How long has this been? 27 minutes? That's long enough. I can't think of anything else to talk about. I made so many videos today, I'm getting cotton mouth. I need to get one of my Dasani waters. By the way, I bought those Dasanis. Let me grab one here. The bottles, come out of there. The bottles are not terrible. They're really not. It's this label they've changed. So I was wrong about, if you saw my Walmart video. And it's been a while. I've been so cheap buying Sam's water, which I like the taste of, but those cheap plastic ones that I crunch, really thin plastic, I make my coffee with, this is good tasting water. And I actually had somebody tell me one time that this is the worst water in the world. It's evil. This chlorine or fluoride, or I don't know. Let me read. Does it have that? I have heard they're going to stop. The fluoride's not that good or something. Let me see. What's it got in it? I know it's made with reverse osmosis. That's a $3 word for you. It says, who can read that? Non-carbonated, yada, yada, yada. Ingredients: purified water, magnesium. I know people that take that. Oh boy, I just lost my vision. I'm seeing double. Stop looking like that. It's becoming 3D. Sulfate, potassium chloride. Chloride? Let's say chloride. Whatever. Looks like it says that. Minerals added for taste. So, you know, I can't read anymore. Sorry to bore you on that. But I'm going to tell you right now. I'm a connoisseur on water. Folks, that's the best water I ever tasted in my life. That's that Dasani, baby. I've always said this too. Know this about me. I like my water room temperature. That does not mean it's hot. That means if it's in air conditioning, it's cool. I don't want to come in here where it's been sitting on the floor and the air's been off for 2 days. I'm talking about, I don't like it refrigerated. I can't get it down. It's too cold. I guess maybe I do prefer it that way when I'm out walking and, you know, it's in the sun. You want it refrigerated cold. But to sit here and enjoy water, it don't get any better than that. That's the best water I've tasted in my life. Dasani water. I can't wait to make coffee tomorrow morning. And if you'll join me in the morning, I'd be honored. And may I sign off with one last requisition. $3 word for you. Pretty good water. If you never tried Dasani, go ahead and get it. It was actually cheaper than the Sam's. We got to do a little asking. And that is, I want to get the YouTube play button. I already got plenty of money. Just kidding. And I already got 111,614 beautiful souls. But I want the 100,000 subscriber silver play button. It'll be here, it'll be in my hand, it'll be everywhere I make a video. I'll be showing it. And it takes two things. It takes me to earn it. It takes you to push a button called subscribe. And it also takes maybe some of you, a lot of you, to figure out where it is or to check if you have been unsubscribed. Believe me, it's very possible you are unsubscribed. I've heard all kinds of theories as to why the subscribers are going up and down and not going way up or something like that. That YouTube wants to allow other channels to come in. There's millions of YouTube channels, and I guess they're hoping that some can strike the algorithm and grow in popularity. And the more subscribers, I think, the algorithm might pick you up differently. I don't know. I've heard all kind of, myths. I still believe, like the guy I just talked about, 2.5 million subscribers. I still believe if you hit subscribe, it's going to count. And if you've been unsubscribed by some glitch, some anomaly in the YouTube and the internet, when you restarted your computer or your TV or when you did an update, I don't know. But if you would check, please, that you are subscribed, all 111,614 beautiful souls out there that watch, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. So it's not about using the Amazon link. It's not about supporting my channel if you feel like it through the Buy Me a Coffee. I really would love in 2025, and if not, we'll go next year or whenever it comes. But I would love this year, and there's a lot of the year left, but they go by fast these days. If we can get the subscribers up. No, it doesn't take extra special content. No, I don't have to hook up my camper and go on a trip and draw people in. No, I don't have to light myself on fire and go down the road running. That helps. It certainly is interesting, and it does grow your channel. I was being facetious there too, but still, we got enough people out there, and it'd be really great to at least start seeing it soar. I mean, it went up 1,000 in the last month, and I thought we were, on our way. I said, here we go. It finally got fixed, and nothing really extra special happened. A few videos that, got hot and got a few extra views, but so think about it. If, I tell people every day about my channel. I try to build this channel like I did when I was in my business, door-to-door sales. I literally tell people every day, one subscriber at a time. And I have business cards that a subscriber had printed for me. I paid for them, but he had them made. They're very nice business cards. A lot of times I don't have one. I do, or I don't, and I can't give them one because, I have people say, what was the name of it again? I'm like, we're in Sarasota, right? I'm promoting this around here. Sarasota, Tim. It's not hard, but people don't remember. I'm the same way. You tell me your name, and a second later I forgot it, and that's a bad habit. And so now, and I always have, but I forget. I forget. People will give me their name, and I'll say right away to myself, repeat it 2 or 3 times. Remember it. Don't forget their name. A person's name is the sweetest word in the world to them. And when you use it, their ears perk up. And it's a great way when you're trying to be kind and acknowledge someone and listen to someone. Man, my throat's drying out. I've made enough videos today. That's enough. Crush it!